Another day, another instance of a woman deceiving potential employers about her age in order to advance her career in the sexual labor market. This occurs despite the fact that as a woman ages, her value decreases in the eyes of prospective employers. Finding a trustworthy black man has proven to be challenging. Because I spend a lot of time with a lot of individuals who routinely debate this topic, I hear a lot of different viewpoints about it. In order to be considered for this position, you are required to have an annual income in the six-figure range, a residence with 7 bedrooms, 3 autos, and no children. In addition to this, you are need to be actively employed at the time of enrollment. That immediately eliminates somewhere in the neighborhood of half of you. The remaining prospects need to be a provider who is willing to spoil me. That leaves as potential candidates only the other half of the population that does not have a criminal history. When it comes to evaluating applications on the most fundamental level, the sole value of a woman today is derived from her sex appeal. In the past, things were different in this regard. Even if she makes the decision to be married, she won't automatically be entitled to any of the benefits associated with being a mother or wife right away. She has the ability to bring about these benefits, but their realization is not a given. Because she is useful to them in ways other than her libidinal appeal, men will cling to their woman for as long as they possibly can, even after the wall has crushed them to bits, because she is valuable to them in ways other than her libidinal appeal. Men have a propensity to remain in their marriages for exactly this reason, and women prefer to accept this fact. When a woman is unable to develop any external utilities for herself other than her sexual utility, her mental health deteriorates into a crazy and deluded state where she lives in an alternate reality that is vastly different from any other alternate reality. This causes her to live in an alternate reality that she believes to be the only true reality. This universe is a perfect example of the concept known as alternate reality with the most notable changes. On several times, the current reality that women find themselves living in has been favorably contrasted with the fictional world of the Twilight Zone. This sort of woman, known as the leftover and useless woman, is conscious of her value, and it manifests itself in the form of a pure and venomous hatred of young and attractive women, as well as a loathing of company. There is no reason for me to be with a woman like that. She avoids taking responsibility for her actions by pointing the finger of blame elsewhere, specifically on males in general, rather than on her own failings when it comes to dating. This is due to the fact that she is acutely aware of the fact that her very own expectations are ridiculously excessive and do not take into consideration the value that she now possesses. One of the most vociferous organizations that was opposed to first-wave feminism was made up of housewives. When I get the chance, I will need to read more about their participation in the movement and the suffragettes. I am going to say that, though, just for the time being. There was a significant amount of counter-propaganda that depicted feminist women as persons who despise males and lead lonely lives. This was done because the women concerned realized that their capacity to be hyper-aware of their beauty would develop as they got older. As a result, they decided to do this. The shorter lifespan that women experience in comparison to men places constraints on the amount of youthful happiness they can have. The options available to women are narrowed as a result of this. Increases in the number of young women entering their reproductive years can be directly attributed to the widespread availability of age-accelerating agents such as processed foods, poor diets, alcoholic beverages, illicit substances, and cosmetic products in the modern world. These are all factors that have contributed to an increase in the number of young women entering their reproductive years. This, in turn, has helped contribute to the perpetuation of the assumption that women are, by nature, mythological. Following the collapse of the wall, the remaining female population is now comprised of a mix of young and elderly individuals. Old post-wall ladies have long played a significant part in societies, whether they were performing shamanic rituals or being represented as evil witches in Disney cartoons. In either case, they have always been depicted in a negative light. This has been the situation for as long as there have been different cultures. The accelerated aging that occurs in reproductive women is akin to a conventional tragedy, with the caveat that these women voluntarily hasten their own demise, which means that they were the ones who caused it. Young women who have a tendency toward hypergamy have limited opportunities to adapt when they are confronted with challenges while they are still in their formative years. She was brought up to believe that it is typical for girls to enjoy the cockroachal for some time before settling down, so this has given her the false impression that she has more time than she actually does. This is because young women are taught, as part of the societal norm, that it is appropriate to engage in sexual activity with a variety of men before committing to a single partner. She plans to have a few boyfriends, as well as a number of casual sexual encounters, and then, when she realizes the damage that dating so many men and abusing so many substances has done to her body, she will begin searching for a husband while she still possesses some of her attractive features and before she completely lets herself go. She will do this while she still has some of her attractive features and before she completely lets herself go. She has the intention of making the most of the time that she still has in order to locate a husband before she loses all of her youthful attractiveness. The timeline gets flipped when she reaches the cockroach phase without any major prospects in sight. This is due to the fact that she wasn't even looking for them at that point in the process. As a consequence of this, timelines get inverted. This occurs once the transaction has been successfully completed without any hitches. She is accustomed to a particular type of man lavishing her with attention, and when that attention is no longer forthcoming, she begins to crave the attention of any male at all. She is still choosy, but she is willing to make do with a man she looks down on because she cannot have more than one partner. People do themselves a disservice when they continue to engage in the same behaviors that prevent them from achieving their goals. If she is unable to find a man who can fulfill her demand for a mediocre man, she may turn to drugs as a means of relieving the tension that she is experiencing. Binge eating has been linked to both feelings of depression as well as a sense of being thrown around like a football on game day. If she did find a partner, but the relationship did not work out because she did not like the man, then she would have wasted both her time and the time of the man, and she would have behaved in the same manner as the women who did not create partnerships. Both of these possibilities include the employment of post-war land whales, which has, in turn, turned the great majority of millennial women into land whales. Gentlemen, you need to put all of it out of your head. Either one must muster the necessary bravery and make the necessary sacrifices for the sake of Western civilization, or else everything will be lost. After giving it some more thought, I've arrived to the idea that many soy men are hiding in the shadows, waiting to pounce on these beached whales when the opportunity presents itself. After giving this some more thought, I've come to the conclusion that there have been whales that have become beached on the shore. What are high-achieving males supposed to do in a world where less and fewer women live up to the beauty standards of traditional culture? Finding ladies who are unattractive can be more challenging. Participate in mgtow in whatever manner strikes you as most natural. You have a lot of choices available to you, such as entering a monastic order, having a few of one-night stands, or indulging in casual dating. Under no circumstances should you attempt to strengthen your position on a ship that is in the process of sinking. You should not get married with these ladies since they are going to run into a lot of problems in the future. Come on, get out of the car with me and let's go for a walk so that we can stretch our legs. Even though I won't be there to witness it, I have complete faith that everything is going to turn out splendidly. Okay, we're good to go. I will keep you in my thoughts and prayers.